Hey folks, this is Vint with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly review Gedonia. Gedonia? Gedonia? Sure. This is a game that you can find on Steam's Early Access program for about $12. Now I stress Early Access, that means the game is still under development, and as such everything that you're about to see is subject to change. And by extension, my review is subject to change because the game is obviously not finished yet. It's still being updated. And I know some people might go, well, you can't review a game if it's still in early access. You know what? Yes, you can. You can absolutely have an opinion about a game that is still early access. If the game has a price tag on it and it's charging consumers, then you have every right to think to yourself, this game is or isn't worth the current price tag. You have the absolute right to do that. And it's weird because the people that complain that, oh, you shouldn't leave a negative review on a game because that hurts the developer. You know what? They're the same people that have no problem with people that leave positive reviews on a game that is still early access. By that same logic, you know, if you give an upvote on a game that's still early access and the game goes belly up, then you're sort of, you know, you're giving a positive review score to a game that was later then abandoned. You know what I mean? And if you never change that positive review score, then that's going to mislead the consumer into buying a game that isn't actually good because it isn't finished and never will be. So again, anyway, rant over. Gedonia. So this is a quote-unquote classic open-world RPG. It's rough around the edges, folks. It really is. There's a number of things that turn me off with it, but there's a couple of things that turn me on with it. Like, this is a game I wanted to keep playing, but every couple of minutes I was presented with something that was like, ugh, no, why, I can't do this. So I got roughly an hour and a half, 2 hours into this, and I'm waiting for just this game to get better. Its problems are this. First of all, the full screen resolution settings. If you change it to windowed mode, you're given a separate set of resolution options. So you can't have like 1600 by 900, or you can't have like a windowed mode's widescreen effect. It turns into this square-shaped window as opposed to... So the resolution options are a bit messed up right now. The keybinds are equally as wonky. When you're in-game, for example, and you're trying to rebind F to E, because F is to interact and use in this game, and I'm trying to rebind it to E, it was grayed out. I couldn't change it. So I'm like, well, that's going to take some getting used to. And when I'm trying to rebind something, it doesn't always work. So rebinding keys in this game seems to not fully work yet. Just warning you. Locking onto creatures with the tab key. The game gives you a tutorial and says, hey, you've got this bow and arrow, lock on to the enemy. That way you never miss. Well, I did that, and I fired my bow and arrow, and it flew over the bug I was shooting at. I couldn't aim down. So the tab lock feature only works if you've got the same height level as the enemy that you're shooting at. Otherwise, you have to unlock and then aim down, then bow and arrow, then shoot. So that's a problem. If you can lock on enemies, great, but if you can't aim up or down while you're locked on enemies, then that's a problem. Combat is just overall clunky. For example, I was fighting this frog, and this frog, I was standing right next to it, and it couldn't hit me. So I was just standing there for like a minute, just letting my stamina recharge, swing, stamina recharge, swing. It was just doing, and this thing was just trying to hit me with its tongue, and it couldn't, for whatever reason, hit me. But yet, if I was strafing, it could hit me. So the hitboxes in this are a bit off. It's just overall very clunky, not very satisfying at all. And another problem is that the quests that you're given don't really represent the current skill level needed to beat it. Like, there's a quest log in the upper right-hand corner, and it'll say in parentheses level 1, level 2, level 3, whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay, so it's telling me, okay, my character is what, level 2, level 3? Okay, I should be able to handle this level 1 quest. So I did that. I went off to the beach to handle this level 1 quest, and there were 4 of these Murloc-looking things from, like, World of Warcraft. And they wiped the floor with me, and I'm like, this is supposed to be a level 1 quest, and yet I'm getting my butt kicked This is not a level 1 quest, so I don't know what this level 1, level 2, level 3 in parentheses is all about, but it totally does not represent the combat skill needed to actually defeat these monsters. When I think level 1, I'm like, okay, maybe a bug or two. You know, this was not. This was 4 mage-like creatures shooting things at me from a distance, and I couldn't get close enough to do anything. You can't move and shoot your bow in this game unless you take a skill. So you're stuck standing there drawing your bow and aiming, and then by that time you're dead. I want to talk about the positives, though. I am interested in the skill tree. It's interesting. As you level up, you gain these skill points, and there's 2 aspects to it. First, you have to increase your overall knowledge in that tree. So there's a plus key on. This is something that I missed very easily. On the bottom right-hand corner of the window is a little plus sign. As you click that plus sign, you're going to increase the max knowledge that you have for that particular skill tree. But that doesn't mean you learn anything. That just means you can learn it by spending more skill points into that particular tree. So first you have to raise your cap for that skill with that little plus sign button. And then you can click on individual skills and learn them that way. I highly recommend that you take one of the magic skills straight away that allow you to regenerate health. There's this nature element or holy element. Either one. There's a couple of them that allow you to passively regenerate health. Totally recommend that one. That's one of the first skills I took. That way I don't have to sit there and eat and regenerate health all the time. It's just, it's nice. Now, another cool thing is that your character is sort of like, you know, from Skyrim in the sense that you can be anything you want to be. Right out of the gate. It's not like you're set to a warrior class or archer class, whatever. You can pick and choose your skills as you play. There's various crafting. There's like cooking and blacksmithing. I haven't really dabbled in them yet because I haven't had the time and I couldn't get through enough of the game to really get to it. But it's there. The dialogue is a bit cringy. Like, for example, in the beginning of this, I was laughing. My uncle was like, I have a confession to make. I'm not really your uncle. And then my character's like, oh, well, how do I find my parent? How do I find more information about my parents? I'm sitting there, dude, you just learned that the person that raised you all this time really isn't your uncle. Is that all you got to say? Like, he didn't, he was all blasé about it. So, like, this is definitely a game that I want to come back to much, much, much later when it's had more time to cook, when it's a bit more smooth. It's just, right now it's just too clunky and the interface is too wonky to really enjoy properly. That being said, I like the idea of a dumbed down version of Skyrim, in the sense that, yeah, my character can learn various attributes and skills, and I can level them how I want to, and I can get into crafting. I can get a horse eventually and ride around. I like all that. That's fine. But it's just the implementation right now is just off. It's bad. So, do I recommend this? Not right now. I would recommend it when it's had more time to cook. But if you want to support the developer, again, that goes back to what I said in the beginning of this video about, well, you can't leave a negative review on a game that's still early. Yeah, again, yes, you can. I'm giving it a pass right now. I can absolutely do it. Watch me. I'm doing it right now. Listen, I'm saying no. But that being said, I am saying keep an eye on it. And if the game gets better, maybe then go ahead and buy it. Or, again, buy it now, support the developer. If you trust them. If you trust them enough to, you know, release a better game down the line, then sure, go ahead and buy into it now. I don't know this developer. Kazakov Oleg. I don't know this person, sorry. So I have no basis of trust there. I'm gonna wait on this one and come back to it later. Up to you on what you want to do with it. If you guys haven't already, subscribe to me on Twitch and YouTube. That way you can stay up to date with any new content I'm going to publish. This is Vince. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.